Every single day when I walk into DEA headquarters in Arlington, Virginia, I walk past the Faces of Fentanyl memorial wall that we have built. Starting last summer, we asked families across the United States if they wanted to share with us a photo of one of their loved ones that they had lost to fentanyl poisoning. We started with about 100 photos in the first week last May. Today, there are 4,895 photos that line our headquarters walls at DEA in Arlington. The wall is a memorial to the lives that have been lost, and it is a call to action for the men and women of DEA that at this moment in time, we have to do everything we can to save American lives. The youngest person on that wall is Serenity Faith, forever 17 months old, and the oldest is James Cox, forever 70 years old. Those are just some of the lives lost. And we know that between August of 2021 and August of 2022, 107,735 American lives were lost to drug poisoning. Perhaps the most important thing that I can tell this committee today is that we know who is responsible. The Sinaloa cartel and the Jalisco or CJ&G cartel, both cartels in Mexico, are responsible for the vast majority of fentanyl that is coming into the United States. It is why DEA has made defeating those two cartels our top operational priority. To explain a little more, those two cartels dominate the entire global fentanyl supply chain. They start in China, where they are purchasing precursor chemicals to make fentanyl. They then take those chemicals into Mexico, where they are mass producing fentanyl. First, fentanyl powder. And second, they are pressing a great deal of that powder into fake prescription pills in Mexico. Those pills look identical to real American and international medicines, things like oxycodone, Percocet, Adderall, or Xanax, but they have no real medicine in them. They are fentanyl and filler. The cartels then move the fentanyl powder and the fake pills into the United States. They sell a lot of it on social media and in other ways across our country. We are now seizing fentanyl in all 50 states, and it is the deadliest drug threat our country has ever faced. After the cartels sell those drugs in the US, they work to get their profits back to Mexico. And they do that through illicit finance. Often today, we see through Chinese money laundering organizations that are operating both in the United States and in Mexico. For all these reasons, our top operational priority right now is to defeat these two cartels. First, we've taken a network-based approach to the cartels. We can no longer just target the high-value targets, the people at the top of the cartels, and expect that we will see a change. So we're targeting the entire networks, from the precursor chemical companies in China to the chemists and the members of the cartel mass producing fentanyl in Mexico, to the people transporting the fentanyl into the United States, selling the fentanyl in the United States, and then moving the money back into Mexico. Second, we formed this past September 2 counter-threat teams. Right now, on top of all of DEA, our 332 offices worldwide in 69 countries, we have 1 counter-threat team devoted solely to defeating the Sinaloa cartel and 1 devoted to the Jalisco cartel. On those teams, we have special agents, we have intelligence analysts, we have targeters, we have data scientists, and we have subject matter experts like chemists and experts on illicit finance and Chinese precursors. Those teams are mapping these entire cartels worldwide. We have now to date identified those 2 cartels in more than 40 countries around the world. In addition to mapping those cartels, they're analyzing those cartels to identify the key nodes that we can use to defeat the cartels, and they're also targeting the cartels. We've already begun sending out target packages across the United States. In addition to all of that work, we're working in our communities. We know drug-related violence has increased, and we have seen the devastation of drug poisoning deaths. And finally, we're working on public awareness. And I know so many members of this committee are doing the same, but we believe that every American has to understand that one pill can kill and that fentanyl is the deadliest threat facing our country today. I want to close by saying that as you hear me talk today, you'll hear anger, frustration, and sadness in my voice. And I admit that I feel all of those things. But what drives me is not that. What drives me is the belief, the knowledge that working together, we can defeat these two cartels, we can make our communities safe and healthy, and we can save American lives. Thank you for the privilege of being with you today.